And then we have a variety of other cards that have, or other cards that have been revealed over the course of the last couple of days that I wasn't live for. The first one here, or the second one, I suppose we've already looked at DDD. Hero support from the Tactical Tri-Pack. And now, while I have read none of these cards before, I have seen some people hyping these cards up on social media. People have been posting about these. People have been saying the hero support is crazy. So, I don't know. At least with heroes, I have a little bit of a better feeling for what this deck would need to be playable. In heroes case, I think it would just very much be an answer to Nibiru would be great for heroes from a hero perspective. So here we go. Masked Hero Dusk Crow. Dark Warrior level 4. Looks like mini Darklaw. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can banish a hero monster from your grave, special summon this card. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a masked hero monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Masked Hero Dusk Crow. If this card's normal or special, add a masked hero. Wait, aren't most masked heroes extra deck cards? Has there been masked heroes for the main deck? Before this one? The next one. Okay, I mean, I saw that this one is also a masked hero, but I was wondering if there was any previous targets or is it just the new ones? Okay. This is like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like this is awkward with heroes now. I mean, it's been like this for a long time, but they keep doing it more and more and more, where they are creating more sub-archetypes within the hero archetype that only really interact with each other. So like the hero deck, right, is like a huge mix of like these sub-engines that sometimes bridge into each other. Like you've got of course you've got elemental heroes, you've got destiny heroes. Then it's like they made vision heroes, which have a lot of synergy with each other. Then you've got masked heroes, you've got like all that stuff. And then like the masked, this one is a masked hero now that searches other masked heroes. There's evil heroes that only work as their own package as well. It's okay, but okay. Well, anyways, this card is very good depending on how good the other masked hero cards are. Masked Hero Furnace. Fire Warrior, level 7. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand, add a mask change or polymerization from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. You cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except hero monsters. Okay. This is good, I think. Because this, as someone who has played hero only very rarely, one problem that I very often faced was that making Darklaw in heroes was somewhat difficult because you basically, if you wanted to search mass change, you had to use the effect of Shadow Mist for it. But the thing is, with Shadow Mist, it was like you can only use one of the two effects per turn. So if you wanted to use the effect to search the mass change, you could not use its graveyard effect to search a hero monster, which was really important to use in a lot of combos. So like that was rather difficult to get mass change consistently, right? And this card giving you another way to add mass change to your hand seems good. Also, I think that this card in Heroes is genuinely not that bad. It's not that much of a downside, right? Because you sometimes have like a Malicious in your hand. Shadow Mist is probably still playable in the deck. So like there's cards that when you draw them, you don't mind discarding them. So that can be an upside as well. So you could also just discard itself, yeah. If you special summon a non-fire hero fusion monster, you can special summon this card from your grave or hand, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so this is good, right? This is good. The only weird thing about these two is that like Dusk Crow gets significantly worse if you have Furnace in your hand already, right? So is Furnace good enough to play multiple copies? If yes, then Dusk Crow is going to be a little awkward because then you already have the target for it in your hand because it's like, you know, At this point in time, this is the only target for Duskcrow. Duskcrow can add from grave. Yeah, but you're not adding anything that does anything because it's once per turn. Like, yes, you can use Furnace, search, mass change, discard it, and then special Duskcrow, but like you're not adding anything back. That matters. Masked Hero Atomic. Fire Warrior Fusion. Must be special with mass change. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target a non-fire masked hero monster in your grave, special summon it in defense, ignoring its summoning conditions. The first time this card will be destroyed by battle or card effect, it's not destroyed during your end phase. Target a change quick play spell in your grave, set it. Okay. This makes... I mean, let's be honest. Masked heroes in the extra deck have to be crazy for them to see play. Because if the masked hero is not crazy, I'm summoning Darklaw instead. And I still think that's what people are going to do. Like, I think this card is neat and everything, but at the end of the day, this will just facilitate more Darklaw, because Darklaw is insane, right? Yeah. Masked Hero Darklaw gets an alternate art this set. Yeah. I was about to read another card, but it's just Darklaw. Okay. Okay. This is a smaller wave of support than I initially anticipated when people hyped them up so much. They are good cards, and I do feel like they probably solve some problems for the deck. They don't solve all of the problems for the deck, but it definitely... The thing is here, they are high-quality cards. They are high-quality cards. Read Contrast? Okay, hold up. Contrast Hero... Contrast Hero Chaos. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Because this thing requires 2 masked heroes, it was previously impossible to summon. Right? It was impossible to summon. I mean, not impossible, but like practically impossible, right? Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. While face up on the field, this card is also light attribute. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can target a face-up card on the field, negate that target's effect until the end of this turn. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is neat. This is definitely neat. It doesn't stop Nib. It does not stop Nib. And also, I think, genuinely, let me tell you something. I think the hero end board was already pretty scary. Like, the hero end board was already pretty good. Like, it really was. It was a good end board, that what heroes did. Lost Contact, thank you for the 18, and Acolyte, thank you for the 22. The thing is, this makes the hero end board, like, I think on average better, because you now have access to Contrast Hero Chaos. Sure, you can make that now. You can also make Darklaw basically every single time, right? So that's massive. But like, ultimately, it's not that different from like what the deck was already able to do, right? You can already make Plasma. You can like get the trap card that pops a bunch of cards on the opponent's turn. You have DPE. You have Darklaw already a certain amount of the time. So like, this is another... I think it's an upgrade slightly, but it still feels like, with a lot of past waves of hero support, it feels more like a side grade to me. Where like, you are now switching certain endboard pieces for other endboard pieces, or you're swapping certain cards in the combo, like some people were saying earlier, like we're cutting the vision heroes, right? People are like, we can cut the vision heroes now for the masked heroes. And I'm like, okay, poggers, thumbs up, you can do that. But it's not like the vision heroes were necessarily bad. Like Vision Hero Ferris was a crazy card. Of course, drawing Vision Hero Increase wasn't great. But it's like, you are kind of side grading at that point, right? You are kind of side grading your deck. You're not actually fixing most of its problems. So I don't think this... While these are good cards, and I get that people are excited about them, and they definitely help the deck, I don't think it changes much about Hero's position in the meta. These play well low to the ground under Fuva. Yeah, it feels like it's a little bit of an upgrade, right? Like it is an upgrade. And when I mean side grade, I don't mean it strictly doesn't become better. It does become better. It just feels like with Heroes, they continuously try to not make it actually meta. Because, like, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. I know there's a lot of Hero fans out there, but people don't want Hero to be meta. Because the way Hero wins is toxic. Hero has got some cool endboard pieces, like DPE, but none of those are like what actually wins them the game, right? The deck wins off of Dark Law. There's been times where it won off of Dark Angel. It wins off of Plasma. Like the win conditions of the deck are cringe left and right. So yeah. But these are good cards. These are good cards, yeah. Here's another fan favorite. We got Dark Magician support. I guess it's always Dark Magician support time after we got Blue Eyes support. I find it funny how Dark Magician always seems to fall behind Blue Eyes. Like you would think that at some point they would be like, okay, let's make Dark Magician meta now and not Blue Eyes all the time. But we'll see. Dark Magician of Destruction, level 8 Dark Spellcaster Fusion. Dark Magician plus a light or dark must be fusion summoned or special summoned by banishing one level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monster you control during the turn a spell card or effect was previously activated. Okay, that has potential applications, not only for Dark Magician, but for any deck, right? There's like a lot of decks that could do this. Yeah, Dia Bellstar can do that. You can only special summon it once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. This card's name becomes Dark Magician while face up on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Dark Magician or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Oh, okay. Now hear me out. This, I feel like, is a much better card in other decks than it is in Dark Magician. I mean, it's a good card in Dark Magician, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you can do this in any deck to just search Magician Souls, right? Like with Illusion of Chaos. So like any deck that has level 6 or higher spellcasters can theoretically just easily access Magician Souls now, right? It makes Dragoon. Yeah. Dude, this is TCG. We don't care that much about Dragoon. We don't respect the goon. Timaeus the United Magi Dragon. Light Dragon Fusion, level 10, 2800, 1800. Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, plus a dragon or spellcaster monster. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. After this card is specialed until the end of your next turn, it is unaffected by other cards' effects. If this card battles during damage calculation, you can make it gain 100 attack for each spell in the graveyard and banishment. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. Okay. This card looks really cool. And it will almost always, I guess, guarantee you another turn because it is completely unaffected and can get pretty big if you have a bunch of spells in the grave. So, like, it kind of like you make it and then you can guarantee survival until the next turn, but it doesn't feel like that good, this one. Yeah. The Gaze of Timaeus. Quick play spell. You can now only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl you control in your grave. Fusion summon a fusion from your extra deck that mentions it as material by shuffling that monster into the deck, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn. This is treated as a special summon with the Eye of Timaeus. Okay, wait. So if you do this, you only shuffle that monster into the deck. You don't have to do the full materials. Okay. So what you're saying is this makes Dragoon. Like this card, quick play spell makes Dragoon because you summon this, and it is treated as Dark Magician when it's in the graveyard. So this searches the spell because it mentions Dark Magician, and then when this is in the graveyard, you shuffle it back to make Dragoon. Sure. Wanted is Dragoon. Okay, hear me out though. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea what Wanted also is? Like, do you understand what Wanted is in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, yes, you can. Yeah, yes, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Look, Wanted is Dragoon if you make your Snake Eye extra deck infinitely worse. Because try taking out 2 cards from your Snake Eye extra deck for Dragoon and this. Have fun. Yeah, this is not that crazy, I don't think. I think you guys are overestimating how good Dragoon is. It's not bad. There might be decks that end up using this package. I don't think Snake Eyes would be the deck to do that because it's giving up too much like extra deck space for it. And a main deck brick on top of that. I think in other decks you might see it. If there's no extra deck space problem, you might do it. The thing is, this once again, like, I feel like if you're a Dark Magician fan and you see the Blue Eyes deck basically being meta for another time now, after it's already been meta in 2016 and maybe even before then, but like this does not really feel like it makes Dark Magician a deck, right? It does not really feel like this does much for Dark Magician. It does mostly stuff for other decks because Illusion of Chaos and Magician Souls, I think, is the main use of this card. Like I think that's what you're gonna see this card do. I think you're gonna just turn a level 6 or higher spellcaster into this to search Magician Souls, and that's pretty good. Because it is free, right? It is free. You just turn your level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster into this, and you get a free ad. And that's pretty powerful. Is it also powerful in Dark Magician decks? Yes. But it doesn't make me want to play specifically a Dark Magician deck, right? The other thing you have to take into consideration regarding the Dia Bellstar thingies, right? When we get these cards in the TCG or in Master Duel, there's a good chance people aren't playing Dia Bellstar anymore, right? You don't know exactly when this is going to be out for us. Yeah. Okay. All right, we got some more random stuff that was revealed throughout the last couple of days. We have Drawbread over here, which is, I think, a card where they announced the artwork a while ago, and now there's the effect. And I've seen some people hype it up as well, so let's see what it's about. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. If you have a monster in your grave, pay 200 life points, draw a card, and reveal it. Then, if it is a monster, apply this effect based on its attribute. Different from the monsters in your grave, draw a card. Same as the monster in your grave, discard a card. Okay. Ooh. It is good. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's good because, like, my problem with this is that I can't activate it before I start playing. Because you need to have a monster in the grave to even get the basic effect of it, right? Like, you cannot use it right away. Dark World support? This is not Dark World support. Because in Dark World, all of your cards are dark, so it's always draw one, discard one, which the deck already has and doesn't play. There's Dark World Dealings, which is that, but searchable, and they don't play it. So it's like, of course, in a perfect world where you're playing a deck that has a lot of different attributes, or even more ideal, you maybe have like a monster in your grave that has a unique attribute. You don't play that in your deck anywhere else. Like, let's say you go second and you have Ash Blossom in your grave, but your deck is not fire, right? So like, you're most likely not going to draw a fire monster unless you draw another Ash Blossom, right? So you activate this, you draw a card, and then it's not going to be a fire monster. You draw another card. So it's basically just Pot of Greed in that instance, right? Which is good. That's very good. My problem with this is that you can't activate it. Like in some hands that don't play yet, it's like worse than Upstart Goblin, right? It's literally worse than Upstart Goblin if your hand does not play. It's not a consistency card because you have to be playing already to use it. Like, this does not count. This doesn't even count as real draw power, or like, it doesn't make your deck more consistent, because it's like, and that's a real thing in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, if you have it in your opening hand and it doesn't do anything on its own, that is a downside. That is a downside. You need to be already playing the game to use this card, and I think that makes it mediocre. I don't think this card is that good. I really don't think it's that good. Yeah. We have another batch of GX cards. When I saw this first, I thought it was just a Thunder Giant alt art, but it's actually a new card. Elemental Hero Thunder Giant Voltic Thunder requires 2 elemental heroes with different attributes, so I guess there is more hero support. Must be fusion summoned. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned and your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can destroy all other cards on the field. You contribute this card fusion summoned using a normal monster as material, then target an elemental hero in your grave, special summon it. Could be a neat option for going second in Heroes when you like resolve your Miracle Fusion. Overall, I think Heroes struggles with extra deck slots, maybe a little bit too much for this. I don't know, but this, yeah, it's not terrible. We have a Light Water Dragon. This card's name is always treated as Water Dragon. You can only use this effect, the effect of this card's name, once per turn. You can banish this card you control. Special summon 3 level 5 or lower water and or wind dinosaur monsters from your deck in defense position, but their effects are negated. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except dinosaur and sea serpent monsters. Okay. That lock probably makes it unplayable, right? Because even if you're playing a dinosaur deck, right? Even if you're playing a dinosaur deck, you can't make Lagia or Dolka because they're not dinosaurs. They are actually dragons. That would have been the one good use of this card, I feel like. If you can just tag out into... I don't know if there's even good targets for this, because of course the OG targets for this would be what they want you to do with this is like Hydrogeddon and Oxygeddon. You're not going to play those cards in 2025. I think there's one dinosaur that's a wind. Isn't there one that's kind of like Giant Rex? The Chiroptera or whatever it's called? Hold up. Chitoptera. We saw it in the feature match at YCS Providence. This one, right? This one's not that bad. Because this one is basically like Giant Rex, right? It's just if it's banished, you can summon it. So like this one wouldn't be that bad, but you'd never want to be playing multiples of it, right? You'd never want to be playing enough so this makes sense, right? Like you don't want to be playing, you don't want to summon 3 Chitopteras with this thing. And this is the only good target I can think of right now for this thing. And then it also locks you out of the Evolzars, so this does not feel that good. If you're making a Bastion themed deck though, it probably goes hard. Drill Armed Dragon. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can send this card and one other wind monster from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, all wind dragon you control will gain 300. Oh, come on, man. What kind of effect is that? You can banish any number of dragon monsters that are level 7 or higher and or wind from your graveyard. Add a dragon monster from your deck to your hand with a level equal to the number banished, except Drill Armed Dragon. If the discard effect was actually good, it would be interesting. Because the armed dragons, like the newer support of the armed dragons is actually not that bad, because all of the armed dragons have effects when they are discarded to pay a dragon cost. Like when you discard a dragon, an armed dragon for another dragon, you get bonus effects. So that's like interesting. Still, like this thing is just like so hard to make work. But it can search, like in Dragon Rulers, it's not that bad, right? You discard it, then you can ban, but like you have to banish a lot of dragons to get a meaningful search, I guess. I think this is the best one out of those three, even though it's still, the bar was not very high. The bar was not very high, but I think Drill Armed Dragon has like it's very niche. It probably won't see play, but it has some applications that I can see. It's worse than Misk? Yeah, of course it's worse than Misk. It's a dragon. What are you expecting? Dragons are much more supported than dinosaurs. Like, you have to understand the context that these cards release in. Like, yeah, Misk is allowed to be better than this. Not a graveyard effect? Oh! Oh, never mind. Oh, I misread it. It's absolutely shit. I thought you banish itself from the grave alongside others. Oh, it's garbage. You have to summon it. Oh, now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed. I thought even if that was a graveyard effect, I thought the idea was, my dumbass thought this card made sense, because I thought you discard it to the graveyard, part 1, and then part 2, you use the second effect from the graveyard. So I thought, okay, gain 300 is kind of shit, but like the idea is I'm trying to discard it to the graveyard, so then I can set it up there because it wants to be in the graveyard, and then I can do this. And I was like, okay, maybe if I can banish like a couple of dragons and search a level 3, maybe search as Baby Rulers, or level 4 I can search Ether Barrel or whatever, you know, maybe there's some applications there. But you just discard it to the graveyard and it does nothing in the grave. This card is garbage. Because, yeah, in my head, I'm like, okay, I can maybe discard it for a Baby Ruler and then it chills in the graveyard and it does something there. Nah, now I'm mad. Now I'm mad.